Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's two parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact. And if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround, our end around. Since they were not able to get the World Health Organization treaty passed, they decided to take it to the General Assembly. And it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. It says that this is the power structure fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world. Nothing could be more important at this point in time than to get prepared. Have water, food, digital access, flashlights, a way to communicate with family and friends. Now is really the time to get involved and get prepared, because this is what's coming. Our Congress is sitting on its hands. There was a press conference on the 17th about this, and no further action has been taken. So it's up to us to mobilize and to go forward, particularly with your local sheriffs, to get your constitutional sheriffs to say, this isn't going to be allowed in my county. Thank you very much. Take action. We've been talking about the onset of one world order, one world government, one world religion, one world money for a long time. Well, it's no longer coming. It's here.
You know, this is very interesting, seeing all of this come together real time. Some people will say that video is inaccurate or it's misinformation. You can do your own research on that, but one way or the other, it's an unstoppable force. It's going to happen, and so we shouldn't be surprised when we start hearing language that is leading right up to it, because this is, goes hand in hand with Revelation 13. It's because in Revelation 13 it says he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of a beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. You guys remember the 2030 agenda that we all have been talking about and we're all very aware of by now? Well, here are some of their goals. There's 17 of them, interesting number, but there's 17 of them, and one of them is peace and justice and strong institutions. Now, I find it fascinating that they want peace and justice, because that sounds very good to everybody, right? But, for those who are paying attention, you understand that those words they come with something that is not desirable. In Thessalonians it says, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them. And so we're entering a time period here, starting in 2025, I think, when they are going to be able to say peace and safety. Because right now, nobody's saying peace and safety. Right now, everybody's saying wars and wars and wars. But we're entering a time period where they will possibly start to say peace and safety. And when they start to say that, then sudden destruction comes upon them, which is speaking about the tribulation period. And so it's remarkable seeing the things that are happening. And that video that I showed you initially was about 2 months ago. And that woman, she's an avid speaker against certain medical procedures that they're doing to people, or that they did back in 2020. And so, people are paying attention, and we need to remember that this is not our world. This is not our home. But there's a lot of big things happening. And here's another one. This just happened yesterday, 2 days ago. Today is December 25th, 2024. So about 2 days ago, it says the IDF has completed its preparations for a strike on Iran. Very tense days are ahead of us. Now, this is fascinating because when they do, it's not a matter of if they strike Iran, it's a matter of when. And so I just want you to try to use your imagination on what that will cause, what kind of impact that will have on the world, because it's going to have a domino effect. You push somebody, they push you back a little bit harder, then you push them back harder than they just pushed you, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until an absolute eruption. And on the flip side of that, you have U.S. intelligence estimates that Iran is preparing to carry out a significant attack against Israel before the inauguration of Trump. I don't know what the future holds, guys, but this is quite a time to be alive. We are seeing things just ramping up. 2025 is going to be wild. We have all kinds of, just focusing on AI itself, it's the things that are being released. They're remarkable. You can just see, everybody is talking about how close we are getting to AGI, and it's right there. We have, some could argue that we already have it. It's just not released to you and I. And so there's a whole bunch of things that are just spiraling us down towards a certain event that is going to unleash a whole bunch of other events right after that. And so I think we're one day closer to the rapture, and then that means we are one day closer to the 7-year covenant that is confirmed in Daniel 9:27. And that means one day closer to those seals being broken, which are referenced in Revelation chapter 6. So we have a whole bunch of stuff that is yet future, but we're one day closer to those things actually being a reality. So I'd like to encourage you to tell somebody about Jesus while you still can. That's the primary issue. That's the primary issue. We should focus on that. Merry Christmas, guys.